Namaskaram. Namaskaram. Whenever somebody says Namaskaram, responding back with Namaskaram is Bharatiya Samskaram. I was here in Ramakrishna Math, Mysore, nearly 3 years back, I suppose, for a training for management people in the same hall. I had series of programs in Mysore those days, and it's after long gap I am coming back. I'm on my way to Calicut for some program for insurance people. So on the way I thought I will spend one day at Mysore. And so thankful to Maharaj whenever I am coming to Mysore, and then just informed that I am in Mysore, he said I have to spend some time with B.Ed students. Last time when I visited, I could not talk to education students, and I was not very keen also, because I never taught B.Ed students. But for last 1.5 years, I was in Calicut University in the capacity of teaching teachers, and I have fortunate enough to visit 7 to 8 B.Ed colleges. And last month I was in a B.Ed college, NSS B.Ed college at Palakkad, where your master Gurumurthy sir was also attending a conference that was to draft a syllabus for human rights education and values in education. So I was also a keynote speaker there. So I told him when I come to next time in Mysore, I am due to visit Mysore, I will come to this college. And we were casually discussing what should I talk to you. And there was a nice question which Maharaj asked me, how to be a good teacher. What is the good quality of a teacher? You all have got a notebook and paper with you. By now you must have spent nearly 16 years in education. As a student from first class to 10th class, 10 years. Then +1, +2, 2 years. So 12 years. Then another 3 years into graduation. And some people are postgraduates. So minimum 15 years. Who is the teacher in your mind first who comes? You don't have to write down his name. You tell why. You just write down why you like a teacher. Just write down. What is the quality that you have seen in a teacher? When I say some teacher must be in your brain. Somebody is there in your, as a flash. Not all the teachers whom taught you from LKG or UKG or in the higher school or colleges, you are not remembering all of them. There is 1 or 2 teachers who are striking your heart. Not your brain, but heart. Right now? Just think about them and say, what is that quality which you have seen in him? Wrote down? Finished? What is that quality he has? Can anyone of you voluntarily tell me what is the quality the teacher had?
Discipline, simplicity and spontaneity of his speech.
Yeah. Discipline, spontaneous. Answering spontaneous. Right now? And then sincerity. Simplicity. It's not that he has got knowledge. He has not written, he is highly educated, therefore he is a good teacher. So presentation is important. How do you present yourself? How do you present the things? Are you disciplined or not? Anyone else? Anyone else who volunteer, tell me? Devotion. Next. Hardworking. Next. Whatever you have written.
Dedication, commitment and sincerity.
Dedication, commitment, sincerity.
A real teacher shows who am I and what are my limits.
Okay. No? Acharya. He has to be an Acharya who practices and then teaches about that. No? Sayat pramanam gurude logastad anuvartade. Next. Anything else? Some innovative idea which you must have in your mind. I have done this exercise for nearly 2,500 teachers by now. Did an exercise on students and teachers. Whenever I talk to students and teachers, I will ask them, what is that striking quality of a teacher? All of them will talk about sincerity, discipline, devotion, simplicity, love, happiness. No, they will inquire about you. All these are connected with the feelings. Nothing is connected with the brain. Nobody writes he knows lot of mathematics, therefore he is a good teacher. No. I have seen hardly 10% of the people believe that they are highly educated, therefore they are good. No. Very, very, very less percentage of people believe that teachers should have high knowledge. Teachers need not have high knowledge. That's what people believe. And generally it is true. Not good, high knowledgeable people never become teachers. No. They will do something else. Generally I used to say the filtered out people will become teachers. Filtered out teachers. We have the lowest, when I was passed out in SSLC, all the classmates who got the highest mark became telephone engineers. Because those days in my period, whoever gets highest mark, they can get into telephone department. So those classmates who have got highest mark became telephone. And next people, they will go for those time TTC. So you can become the lowest teachers if you are brilliant. And those who cannot get a TTC, they will go for graduation. And after graduation, you will try for B.Ed. Those days B.Ed was most preferred. So the next filtered people will become next level teachers, B.Ed teachers. If you cannot become B.Ed, get into B.Ed, then you go for master's degree, MSc. So those who go for post-graduation are the people who cannot become lower class teachers. After master, they will become next level teachers. So the best students are the teachers at the lowest level, then next bad, and if after post-graduation you cannot get into a college to become teachers, you go for PhD. Then you become permanent head damage, perspiration, humiliation and degradation, then you will not become anything. Then those people will become lecturers in universities. And if you cannot become lecturer in university, you become a scientist. Okay. And you start learning again from back, you feel that you have to become teacher sometime. That's why I went to university first. Now, after some time I wanted to become lower class teachers. Actually, to teach in the lowest class, you need lot of feelings internally. To become a professor, you don't have to have, in the university, you don't have to have only brain, nothing else. Next level in your, when you go to high school and all that, you should be a little more attached to teach students. The lowest class teachers, they need more attached. Why? That is the question. Because in higher standards, education has to be given only to brain, not to heart. In lower class, education has to be given to heart. But our education system is very, very poor. Very poor. The teaching is very bad. With full confidence I can tell you, because it's not at all getting into the heart of the people. Even though we say that people are by-hearting for examination. If you are by-hearting, it is very good. I say people are not by-hearting, that is the problem. They are by-braining. By-hearting means you are getting knowledge into heart. Whatever gets into heart is with the feeling. Whatever gets into brain is not with the feeling. Our brain is very powerful. If you want to write quarterly examination, you study. After quarterly examination, you will remember whatever you learned. Because you know that quarterly examination is not end of that study. Half yearly also will carry some syllabus which already covered in quarterly examination. You ask your students in the schools when you go for some teaching practice, or you ask your own brothers who are in younger classes. Half yearly examination, whatever they study, they know that that is required for final examination. Therefore, after half yearly examination, whatever they studied, soon after half yearly examination you ask questions, they will answer. After annual examination, you just ask them to remember anything what they did in the 8th class annual examination is over. Mathematics examination is over today. You take the question paper, ask them to write that answer again. They will not be able to answer well. Because the brain is so powerful, we know up to which time we have to remember. We will remember only that. After that, the brain disk will be washed off. I'll give you another example. Assume that one of your friend is staying in Mysore. He has constructed a new house. You are going to visit him. He will tell you on telephone, this is the way you have to take. You will go and reach his house. You know that you are going to be in Mysore for another 3 months. You can visit his house again. Therefore, the path you will remember perfectly in your brain. But assume you are getting a call from your friend the day he is vacating his house and going from Mysore, the last visit you are making to his house. You go there. You know that you are going to visit his house last. You are not going to go through that path again. Next day you will not remember because our brain is very, very programmed. Whatever is required only will be kept here. What is not required we will not keep it. Each individual have a different taste, but this is general practice. I have done this experiment with some students, asking them to rewrite the examination after the examination. After quarterly, half yearly they will write well. After annual they will not. They disquash. Why? Because it is only given to brain after you write the examination clean, because you don't require it. But if it goes into heart, it will remain for longer. That's why people say we will remember feelings. We will not remember the words what somebody says. Will you remember the words? No. But you will remember the feeling given by people. Simplest example. I used to ask, when you walk on the road, you see so many ladies and gents going around. Do you any time feel that they are my brother, this is my sister, this is my brother? You are not, no? Generally people don't feel this is my brother, this is my... When you are traveling in train, there are so many people. You are not feeling they are my brothers and sisters. But how many times you must have taken oath in the school, all Indians are my brothers and sisters? And they are not Pakistanis or Afghanistan people, they are all Indians only. Right, no? Why? Because this terminology of all Indians are my brothers and sisters have only by brain, it has not gone into heart. If that learning happened inside heart, definitely you will feel. Now you see there is a slight difference at least for a day. When you walk on the road, oh, this is what it means, it gets into your heart. Most of the time things are not getting into heart. Therefore the education becomes useless. Because what is controlling our indriyas? It is not the brain. Don't think brain is controlling. It is the mind which controls. Manas is controlling our indriyas. Where to look, where to touch, where not to touch, what to hear, what not to hear. All these are being controlled by mind, manas. Buddhi will only restrict. It will say, don't do this because if you touch the fire, it will burn. Because manas do not have knowledge. The brain keeps informations and database and all that. Feelings makes us to act first. I want to talk to my wife. She is in Hyderabad. The first feeling of talking to wife will come. Then my brain will say, don't do that, you are on roaming. The database will be from here. Because mind does not have logic, illogical. Feelings does not have logic. The logic is given by brain. So learning should become just casual, not with logic. You should not ask questions, too many questions. You should understand that. Feel it. Abstract things also you start feeling, then it will become non-abstract. Abstract is only for brain. For heart there is nothing abstract. So feeling should come in teaching. How do you get feeling in teaching? And if you don't teach with the feeling, what will happen? In a class, now you just explained in general 60% of the people believe that knowledge is not important for teaching. Assume on a general topic, you may be mathematics teachers or history teacher or physics teacher or chemistry teacher or whichever subject. On a regular class, any given topic for 40 minutes is the period, right? No? In 40 minutes I have to talk on a specific concept in mathematics. Do you believe I know 100% of the things which I am going to tell in the class? Nobody in this world, no? How much percentage I will know? Generally average. Not in a class I can prepare double and then go. No, I am not talking about that. In a normal class, whichever subject a teacher teaches, how much percentage of knowledge he has to teach that topic. Let it be Newton's laws of motion, no problem in physics, which everybody knows. But there is a limit with which he can, or he understood that in not as Newton understood, right? No? Not as his professor of physics understood. He has got some limitations in that. How much percentage we know about a class which we are going to talk? 60%, 70%, not more than that. You take an average statistics, any concept to a teacher is known only 70%. So how much we are teaching? Are we teaching 70% when we become teachers? If I know 70%, that is there in my heart and brain and everywhere, in all my blood vessels also that subject is there. Say, numerical analysis I am teaching. I am an expert in numerical analysis. When I say that, 70% of the concept is known to me. How good I am in communicating whatever I know to you. How good I am. With all my, English is not our mother tongue, right? No? It is the other tongue. And if I know Malayalam perfectly well, I cannot teach mathematics in Malayalam. Right? No? ABCD, I have to use English only. So whatever language you have, in that language you are perfectly a master. You cannot communicate 100% ideas what you have to. How much percentage you can? 50% of what you know only you can communicate. So 70% knowledge you have on subject, 50% you are communicating in that. That means 35% is what I am delivering. So wonderful, no? So my delivery is only 35% knowledge. And all the students are so wonderful students with the frequency of the teacher and the student is very good. 35% you will hear. 35% you will hear, and all the teachers in the world knows the students are not listening, they are only hearing. That is why in every class the teacher will go on begging, please listen, please listen. Right now, is there any teacher in the world who never told this? Everybody will beg in the class, please listen, because you are talking about Tolstoy in the class, you are thinking about Rajkumar or Chiranjeevi. Correct, no? The teacher will be talking about Tolstoy nicely in the class, but you are somewhere else, you know. What is to be done? Because the student, you know, the 40 minutes of period is given because the concentration of anybody is only 20 minutes, not more than that. And with all the punctuations, beginning, spending time, after spending time, you will not talk 40 minutes. You will talk 20 minutes only. If you are not a wonderful teacher, 40 minutes catching the attention of students is very difficult. Is it that difficult? Then no cinema should be for more than 20 minutes. No cinema can be more than 40 minutes. But all cinemas are 3 hours, 2.5 hours. You are able to concentrate totally inside that. Every lip movement will be understood perfectly. Every body part movements are also by heart in the class. It's a class, no? It's a movie. Then what happens? After the movie, I am sitting beside, my friend is also sitting, I am seeing a nice movie. Is there anybody in the world who left the ticket in the theatre and says, I am not able to concentrate, I am going out? Is there anybody who left theatre? But there are many people who say, I am not able to concentrate in the class, right? No? Why? Because the film star is not taking class. If Amitabh Bachchan takes class, everybody will be able to understand that. What is the difference between a class and a cinema? Interest, attraction, so many words are coming. It is thrilling, class is not thrilling. That is the problem, right? No? Soon after the movie is over, you will go out and you will say, before the interval, it was wonderful story. After the interval, it was not good. You will start arguing between your friends, right? No? I will start arguing, telling that it is boring. The first portion was very good. Camera was wonderful. Picturization was good. Song was good. But is there anybody after a class who talks, this half an hour he has done wonderfully well, then fused out? After the class, nobody talks about the class. Assume after a class in the veranda, you talk about my class is wonderful. A class should be assessed not from the class, it should be assessed on the veranda. If somebody is talking about a class, soon after the class is over, the class is interesting. Why? Because you are carrying a feeling inside. You must have teachers, and you should become teachers in which after the class the students should tell, the teacher is so wonderful, no? And somebody will say, not that good, yeah. The first portion was very good. The master, no? The first portion was very good. Second portion was so boring. No problem. At least that discussion should come. Assume you can generate that, then the students are with you in the same frequency. Otherwise, they will just casually take. Oh, it's okay, fine. If it takes class also, no problem. Don't take also, no problem. Absence is felt only when presence is felt. Understood? Absence is felt only when presence is felt. Both of them are not felt for many of the times. Then what happens? Assume you have a good attachment to the teacher's frequency and your frequency is matching well. How much percentage you can grab is the question. You cannot become like a movie master. Let it be a normal class teacher. In a normal class, a teacher teaches something. How much percentage you will learn? He is a very good teacher, 80%. 35% is what you are delivering as a teacher, out of which 75 to 80% the students are grabbing. That means how much you will learn from the class? 25%. You know how did I analyze this? Traditionally, acharyas were also only giving 25% knowledge in the class. Acharyat Padamadatte. When he sang that sloka, that means all the statistics are that. Even today, it is very bad, but earlier days with acharyas also, they could deliver only 25% of the concept. Not because acharya knows only 25%. Acharya knows 100%, you know. But why this sloka says Acharyat Padamadatte? Padam Shishyasvamedaya. But is it happening now? When it will happen? How a teacher can make a student to learn whatever he teaches. The 25% you can deliver only 25% as a teacher. You must make sure, it's the duty of the teacher to see that the student learns 25% at home. How do you do this? Is the question. Assume that I am teaching you teaching methodology in a regular class, not as a guest lecture. Tomorrow also I am supposed to come to you and talk to you. That's the teacher, right? No? Today I am finishing a class, tomorrow I am coming and talking to you. If I am a teacher in a normal class, and whenever I am a teacher in the normal class, the first 5 to 10 minutes I will spend asking questions. I will not start the class. And I believe that you all should practice this so that you will become a wonderful teacher. If you don't, at least 25% the students will learn themselves and come. Generally, when you enter in a class, the students will start discussing something. What is that they discuss? The new mobile phone model, new dress, new fashion, yesterday what movie they have seen, right? No? These are the discussions among the students. Do any student will discuss about the topic which the teacher is going to teach today? Whatever the teacher taught yesterday? Never, no? We never did it in our class. So we cannot expect our students will do that. Right, no? But assume I make it a practice. You're all my students. I'm a teacher. I can show finger to anyone, not in the sequence in the first row, second row, etc. I will just randomly pick up somebody and ask, what is that I taught yesterday? What did I teach you yesterday? You tell me. If I start doing it in a class, you are supposed to tell me what I taught yesterday. That means what will happen? Before you enter the class, the students will start discussing. What is that yesterday he taught? No, please tell me, no? Right? So before you enter the class, the students will start discussing each other. And do you get something to tell if you don't learn at home? You cannot. And assume at the end of the class, I will spend 10 minutes asking any one of you to sum up what did I tell today. That's what I'm going to do now. At the end of this class, after 1 hour, I will ask any one of you, not necessarily the first 2 or 3. I will ask any one of you, not necessarily one or 2, to tell in brief 10 minutes, what did I teach today? That's what's going to happen at the end of the class. Now if I tell you this, until now you were so casual, you don't have to worry about anything. But if I tell you that I am going to pick up one of you to answer, and you have to brief what I taught in the class, then what will happen? Your attention level will be better. Right, no? Therefore, do I have to evaluate you at the end of the year? Every class, I will evaluate each one of the students. And then what is that I am trying to do? You will start learning at home. 25% of your learning is guaranteed. No assignments are required, no question answers are required, nothing is to be practiced. I will just ask you. You just sum up what I taught in the class. 20 minutes I will spend, 10 minutes you will teach me. Then what I will understand? If I have not done my job perfectly, I will realize this is not the way I have to teach, because none of you are not able to answer. If you cannot reproduce whatever I am telling you, my teaching is very bad. No? It's not that you are bad. I have to improve. So the teacher will improve, students also will improve. And you will learn at home and come. And you will start discussing each other. You know that Ajarya Padamadatte Padam Shishya Somedaya Padam Sa Brahmacharibhya. What is this Brahmacharibhya? You're all Brahmacharis, no? You're all Brahmacharis? No, only I am a Brahmachari in mathematics. BSc, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Bachelor translation is Brahmachari, right? Right now, somebody will become Bachelor of Management, Bachelor of Chemistry, Bachelor of Physics, Brahmachari in Mathematics. Poor Vice Chancellor will sign and give you a certificate. You are a Brahmachari in Science. Brahmachari in Arts. What does it mean? What does it mean? I am a Brahmachari in eating. That means my mind is always in eating, nothing else, right now. My Brahmachari in mathematics for 3 years. God only knows my Brahmachari. Whether I was a real Brahmachari in mathematics or not, I know. But it is assumed that when you do an education, now you are all going to be Brahmachari in education. You will get a Bachelor of Education, right now? Right? B.Ed means Brahmachari in education. It is believed that next 1 year, during the course, you are not thinking anything else. Only education. Nothing else. You should think about education technology, how to teach, how to learn, how to propagate education, how to improve education. This should be your thought process, nothing else. Then you are supposed to be called as Brahmachari in education. Brahmachari doesn't mean married and unmarried. Don't think like that, right? Your Brahman, your Chitta Chaitanyam, your Shraddha is only moving inside education, nothing else. Because you have moved in mathematics or chemistry or physics for some time, now you should know how to teach this. Therefore, it is decided you should become Bachelor of, I don't know how this bachelor degree has come in the terminology, but this is what it is really. And assume you become a Brahmachari in education, then you can become Master of Education after that. Then only you can become Master. So first you should live in this world of education for some time, 1 year minimum. That means what? You should think how to teach, how to become a good teacher. And assume you are living in that, you are thinking only that. That means what? Whatever you think only you will speak, No? Padamsa Brahmacharibhya means the portion which you are discussing is only what is there in your mind. You can discuss only about cinema if you are a brahmachari in cinema. There are some people when they come to your house, first they will ask, what is the breakfast you have? What is the lunch? What is the curry you have? Then you know that he is a brahmachari in eating. His interest is only in eating. Assume you are discussing only on education. Assume you are discussing only mathematics. That means you are a brahmachari in mathematics. Assume after the class you discuss something else, then you are not a brahmachari in education at all. So be a brahmachari in education, be a brahmachari in mathematics, physics, chemistry, whichever is your topic. Then what will happen? Your discussion will become that. If you discuss, then you will learn quarter portion. That's what it means. Acharya padamadatte padam shishya swamedaya padam sa brahmacharibhya padam kalakramena cha. The quarter portion can become later. So what is essentially required? You must allow the students to discuss. How do they discuss? Assume you sum up the class today. I am asking one of you to sum up the class today. Soon after the class, somebody will go and tell, no, that is not what he said. You will tell, this is not the point which he emphasized. There will not be any discussion? Definitely there will be a discussion. If I tell, you may not discuss, but among you, any one of you sum it up, you will start discussing. So you must generate discussion. It is not the job of a teacher to teach quarter portion and then finish it up. No. You can generate people to think about this. Give ideas and allow them to think. When they think, the rest of the education will come, quarter portion will come. So generate discussions, generate learning process. That is what is essentially we do. And understand, when I teach, the same topic is given to somebody else to teach. Will they teach in the same style? Each teacher have their own style of teaching, right? No, that's why you are learning different methods of teaching and learning. I belong to mathematics, science, scientist cadre. Therefore, generally we discuss things about only discovery. I will start asking few questions and then start deriving some ideas, and then on that I will start building. So I am generally a discovery teacher. When as a student also I was only a discovery learner. And you know deductive learning, descriptive learning, apprentice type learning and all that you know, right? No? So when the students are in front, when we teach, what we do generally, we will not explain a topic in one style, we start explaining in different styles, right? No? How do I know each one of you understood the same concept which I explained in the same style? That is why examinations are there, right? No? At the end I will put an examination and then evaluate for what? How much to assess how much you understood, right? No? Do I have to write an examination at the end to know what I understood, what I did not understand? And generally what we do, how do you prepare question? In any examination, you will take last few years question paper, just copy few of them. That's how we make question papers, right? No? When 70 people are sitting here, now how many of you are there? 110 people. I will just ask you, now I have spent nearly 30-35 minutes with you. And I talk to you on some subject. You know what is the subject, right? No? Can you generate 2-3 questions in this? You will learn generating questions, right? No? In your beard also. Can you generate nice questions on this topic what I taught you? Just write down few questions. You are making question paper on the topic which I taught you now. You can just write questions. few questions you can write. One or two. That can be one word, descriptive. It can be options. It can be quiz question. It can be true or false. Any one of them. So now what you are trying to do? You are preparing a question on a topic which I taught, right now? Generally what happens? The teacher prepares a question for the student. Now what I am trying to do? The students are preparing questions. You know what is the advantage? A teacher can prepare only 10 questions out of this class. If I teach half an hour, how many questions I can prepare? Maximum 10, 15 questions, which I will think it is more important. I have prepared some questions. Now how many questions I will get? Each one of you prepare 2 questions. How many questions I have? 200 questions. I can publish question banks every year. Is it not? You teachers can ask your students to prepare questions. Just collect, give it to a publisher, ask him to publish questions. You can become authors. Question banks you can generate every class. You know the advantage? I will know what is that. When you write questions, what is that I am trying to do? I am trying to assess what is that you understood from a class. You will write questions only what you understood, right now? In a class, I am not supposed to check what I felt is important, whether it has struck in your brain or not. That's what generally teachers do. It's not the assessment. Assessment should be what is that you got out of my class. If you did not get what I felt as important, assume I will collect all the question paper and I started looking at, oh, this is what you understood. I did not say this at all. I said something else. Who is wrong? I am wrong. So the questions are not to assess the students, the questions are to assess the teachers. If whatever I said did not get into your brain, you will not write a question which I thought is important. You will write something else. 1 or 2 people can make mistakes. This is democracy, all of you cannot make mistakes, When all of you are writing something else, that means I am not done my job perfectly. My communication is very bad. I have not made my idea clear to you. Therefore, I am not a good teacher. So the questions are, first I can prepare question to assess you, but you should prepare question to assess the teacher. And what I should do? I should change. I should change. I should improve, Oh, this is not the way I have to teach. I have to teach, change. And then again start asking this question. You prepare questions, you know what will happen? I can just shuffle your questions, take 110 and then put it in a dabba. You can collect the questions and then you take it. Then whatever you prepare, he will answer. Whatever you prepare, he will answer. And all of them will get different questions and different answers, right now? Then what will happen? I will again shuffle this and ask you to evaluate. Oh, for this question, somebody must have written some other answer. If I was there, I will not write like this. What is that you will write? You will think on that, and then what you will do? You will start correcting it. You will start discussing. Tomorrow, outside the veranda, people will start saying, what is that you have written for that? What is the question you have written here? What is the answer you have written? Which answer sheet you got? And how did you correct this? 20 minutes only you have to teach. The discussions will happen weeks together. The class will become not ending at the classroom. The class will become a sparking plug which will start making fire inside the campus. You will only have time to think about this. Tomorrow how to make wonderful questions. Is it not? The class will become, the teachers are active, but the students also will become double active. If the teacher become dynamic, you will become dynamite. You will start firing out. What happens in today's class? Only teachers will start dumping. Students can just listen or don't listen, think anything they want. At the end, when they write examination, they know how to get marks also. You may get wonderful good marks, but useless, because nothing goes inside. The brain knows how to by heart in the terminology, but my terminology by brain for writing examination. You will just by brain write examination, pass, but you will never get the knowledge. If you want really to get knowledge, the teaching style has to change. The teaching style has to change. It is no more teaching, it is learning which happens in the class. And answers of questions have to be evaluated not for the right questions, for the wrong questions or the wrong answers. If somebody writes good, no problem. If somebody writes wrong, ask question why they are writing wrong. It is not all the time what the teacher expects same answer should come. Answer can be plenty, different answers can come, right? No? A creative learner will find 101 answer for same question. It is not one question, one answer. For a question you can have many answers. Delhi is capital of India. Everybody agrees? Is that the only answer? Delhi is a metropolitan city. Delhi is polluted city. Delhi is... How many answers you can have? You just think, Delhi is in north. Delhi is the smallest state. Delhi is... So many answers you will get, right? No? How creative you are. A teacher, when he teaches, he will tell only one. Delhi is the capital of India. Nothing else. So people will understand Delhi is the capital of India. Capital of India is Delhi. You can read the other way and this way also. It is not a mirror image learning. People have to be creative. How do you become creative? Only when you think entirely different. A spoon is used for eating. Only for eating? Beating, scratching, opening the screw, so many things you will find out. Only when people at a different level think differently, you will get ideas. And the classroom is a place where you have to have lot of brilliant people. Lot of brilliant people. The teaching methods of today makes people not to think anything else other than syllabus. Only this, don't think anything else. I think it should change. People should become active, creative. Discussion should happen in the class. Learning should happen, not teaching. Teaching is not at all important. Learning should happen. People should understand what is that this fellow is telling. And you must be able to react to that situation. There is a drastic difference between teaching in India and teaching abroad. When I am giving you a guest lecture, I cannot do this way in Western country. They will say, gentleman, you stop. I have a different view on this. Somebody will stop. Yes, we should allow people to react to situations. Take suggestions. Accept. Because today, information and the data is available everywhere. The same book what teacher reads before coming to the class is available to you also. Right? Generally there is a proverb which says the difference between a teacher and a student is the teacher learns maybe one day earlier. Some teachers will learn half an hour early and come to the class, and you will learn half an hour later. That's only the difference. And some teachers will learn 20 years back and then continue the same thing also. I had a wonderful teacher, mathematics teacher. I learned in Payyanur College in Kannur district. That time Calicut University was there. And the teacher was teaching geometry, algebra. You know the difference between algebra and geometry? No mathematics teachers know this. They know it is in a different book, this is in a different book. That's the only difference. In the algebra you have got equations. X square plus y square is equal to some number will be there. Y is equal to some number will be there. Solve. Very easy, no? You substitute y number to that and then you will get x value and then you get. Everybody started solving. I was a very, very bad student. Not a normal student. So I said, teacher, this will not touch. This will not touch. The teacher said, what is that to touch or not? This is two equations. You don't touch anybody, you start writing. Everybody started writing answers. But I said, no, I am not going to solve this because it will not touch. The first equation is x square plus y square is equal to some number. That means x square plus y square is equal to some number is a circle, right now? And y is equal to some number is a line. So when I said don't touch means what? The circle is here, line is here. Will it touch? If it does not touch, no solution. If it just touches the circle in one point, you will get 1 point x value, 1 y value you will get. If it touches in 2 points, that means if the line is cutting the circle, you will get 2 points. Because when the equation was written, I was slightly crazy those days, even today. I start drawing this because geometry is very easy to visualize, right? No? So when you give equations, you start visualizing, and I saw this line is somewhere above, it will not touch. I said it will not touch. Everybody started solving, they could not solve. At the end, the teacher asked, what is that wrong, Why is it not able to solve? I said, this equation is this. It's a circle, this is a line, it is not touching, therefore you cannot solve it. But then last year it was touching, no? Because last year everybody solved. What happened? Grantham moonu pagarthidil muhurtam mootramayidum. There is a proverb in Malayalam. If you copy from one book to another book, muhurtam will become mutram. So the teacher copied from somewhere, the radius of the circle became smaller. 13 has become 3. Finished? So what will happen? You have to think. Allow people to think. When you teach something, don't think only on those lines, think on different lines. Not only in one line, think in different spectrum. Think in different style. I was in university, the MA economics. Now today anybody can register and then get degree, right? No? 20 years is over, you can get MA degree. Master of Atnana. MA economics also you can get. There was a Viva OC happening. All theory papers is over, Viva you have to appear for Viva. The teachers are sitting, the students are entering. I just wanted to know what is this economics. The best way to learn subject is just listen to some question answer. So I was in veranda just listening to what is happening inside. You must know the universities, how they are performing. When the student came, the teacher asked me some question. No answer. The mouth has to open to give answer. No, that's also not happening. And the teachers are discussing what is that we will do now. She is not opening the mouth. Doesn't matter anyway, she entered inside. Let us give 5 marks. And we asked her to sit, she sat. Let us give 5 marks to that, 10 marks. Up to this discussion happened, she started smiling. Yeah, now she is smiling. Let us give 5 marks. But 15 marks, no sir, she will not pass. What is to be done now? Is economics, Let me ask one question. Economics means Dhanashastra? Yeah, she said yes. Fine, she knows what is economics. Let us give 10 marks. Make her to pass. These are the teachers tomorrow to teach. These are the teachers tomorrow to teach. You know that after post-graduation, after getting degree, there are people who have no confidence in teaching and they don't go for this job. They go for some other job. They go for B.Ed just because they have nothing else to do. They go for master's degree because they have nothing else to do. B.Tech, it is not true with education alone. There are so many teachers who gets into B.Tech, students who get into B.Tech, somehow they will get a pass mark. Electrical engineering, B.Tech, they not even touch a wire. Recently I met a B.Tech in computer science. He came to me and asked, sir, I don't know programming. What is that your subject? Computer science B.Tech, Never touched a computer also, you can get a B.Tech in computer science. You don't have to touch. We give degrees and you can get any degree without doing, understanding the real job, you can get degrees. So degrees are not important. I don't have a BTech degree. I don't have a B.Ed degree also. But I understand teaching. I understand learning. From where? Getting examples from our own life, taking lessons from different people, talking to different people, learn, have an interest in that. When I do a job, I have an interest in that. I am not supposed to teach teachers as director of academic staff college, but I know the teachers are there in front of me. Somebody else is doing. I listen to classes, discuss, understand, learn how to teach, how to simulate these ideas, how to assimilate things, how to put them into different things, make manipulations, make simulations. No, then try to realize this is what my idea is, how to realize it into practice. Do this job. You have to be slightly different. As a teacher, if you teach only mathematics, I was teaching mathematics in Visvesvaraya College of Engineering in 1986 when I was doing my PhD. 86 to 89 I was in Bangalore University. You know that engineering college, nobody sits in mathematics class. Even in engineering classes they will sit very less only. But I was teaching mathematics. If I am teaching for electrical engineering students, I will start teaching electrical engineering first, take examples from there, and then reach into mathematics. If I am going to mechanical engineering, I will take examples from mechanical engineering, then derive mathematics. So they feel, oh, this engineering subject and relevance of mathematics is understood from the class. People have to understand the relevance. If you don't understand relevance, people have no interest in learning. Why should I learn this by heart? No, recently I was in some education conference in which Commonwealth of e-learning, one of the chief person was telling, he don't understand why did he learn Shakespeare. He became a mathematics expert. He believes that humanities, languages are not to be taught in the class at all because they are all useless. Why people should learn English in the class? Do anybody know? You have first language, second language. No? Why do you learn this? Why are you learning languages in the class? For what purpose? As teachers, somebody will ask you a question tomorrow in the class. Sir, why should I learn English? I like to become only an engineer. Communication skill cannot be obtained by learning. You don't have to learn the poetry, you don't have to learn novel, you don't have to learn short stories, you don't have to learn life histories of people to learn communication skill in a language. Developing creativity through languages? How many of you agree what he says? Nobody agrees. Even you don't agree with you. Please raise your hand if you agree. Only I, myself and you. Nobody else agrees with that. So democracy fails at point. Any other thing. Why do people learn? Just come out. You are teachers. You must have more ideas.
Because language gives culture.
Language gives culture. Is it true? How many of you agree? At least some more people are there with you. Then anything else?
To express knowledge needed to.
That's communication. Communication, you don't have to learn stories and all that. No. 30 days Kannada book you learn how to, and you start practicing talking to people. Communication, this is not what is to be taught. Engineering colleges now started communication skill as one of the paper, and they don't learn Shakespeare, they don't learn all this Leo Tolstoy story, they don't learn Vivekananda story, they don't learn Mochagundam, Visvesvaraya and all that. They will never learn. They will never learn about Nehru, they will never learn about Gandhiji. All these are not required. Communication skill. What is that you want, what is that I want, all this can be understood, and then you can communicate well. And your own subject you are learning in some language, English, that's enough to communicate in that language. What is that you get by learning languages? Mahabharata you are learning, right? No? When you learn in the language class, you learn Mahabharata. You learn some stories. You learn about Vivekananda. You learn about Purusha of this world, lived and dead. Why do you learn all of them? Moral, inspiration. Learning only chemistry, maths, physics, will never inspire you in living. You will never learn life. Will you learn life from chemistry, physics, maths? Will become lifeless. Without life, you will have only IQ. Earlier, all American and European companies were testing IQ. Intellectual quotient. Very easy. Give a test, we will know how intellect you are. All of them were recruited. They found productivity has gone very down. Because they have good brain, but no commitment. How do you test commitment? Emotion. You should have an attachment. Why do you work? Why I am working? Because I have a family behind me. Right? If I don't earn, my wife will start scolding me, my kids will start scolding me. Or I should have inspiration with something else, Not necessarily from family. I should have a good status for which I will work. I should have a good name for which I will work. I should have good fame for which I will work. You have learned a lot of things from Vivekananda's story. What is that you gained? You feel he's a different man, I have to become like that, right now? Inspiration. And you start working for that. Whichever subject you take, you will learn, but it will not make you to work. So, people started measuring what is called EQ. Emotional quotient. Emotion, these are all emotions. When we have to become. That's an emotion which comes from inside. So, first a teacher should, now when I asked you what is that good quality of a teacher, you all told? What is quality closer to EQ but not with IQ? No, never said. None of you. In the whole statistics, people never say that he has to be a first rank in mathematics to become a mathematics teacher. No. You should have emotion attached to teaching. So for a good teacher, he has to be an emotional teacher. You act in the class, no? You act in the class. You become a real actor in the class. Allow people to discuss. Allow them to think differently. Become a different teacher. Assume I go to a mathematics class and discuss something which happens in the society and start deriving some idea from that, start talking about mathematics. You become a mathematics class but talk about some English, When the teacher is entirely different, people will think, oh, this is a different teacher. A English teacher talk about little bit of mathematics, how nice it will be. The students will get thrilled, Oh, this teacher, no, my teacher is great. He knows mathematics also. Where a mathematics teacher start talking about the tenses, you ask anything. Take, given a verb, I take, I am taking, I have taken, I have been taking, I took, I was taking, I had taken, I had been taking, I shall take, I shall be taking, I shall have taken, I shall have been taking. All the 12 tenses. You just tell in 1 or 2 classes, the students will get thrilled, eyebrows will go up. They will have lot of admiration for you. Talk about any subject which you want, you just allow them to think. As a teacher, when we get specialized, we think that somebody will ask me generally, what is your background? I say my background is many, foreground is only changing. When you take a bachelor of mathematics, if somebody asks you what is your background, they will say mathematics. That means all that you have learned is forgotten. Only mathematics is my background. We in the school, we learn every subject, right now. That is our background. Our background has to be very good. My foreground keeps on changing. But you should have everything in your background. If you have everything in your background, the teacher will be able to link subjects together. What happens today? Relevance is not being taught. When you teach mathematics, you are not trying to say relevance of mathematics in different. When you teach English, you are not able to link. When you teach language, you are not able to link. What he said is really perfectly right, culture. When you teach language, what you are teaching is culture. Recently there was a conference, 2 conferences in Kerala. Language teaching, Malayalam, as a case. I said language is not to be taught at all. You should teach culture. When you teach culture, language is built inside that. When your earlier days, our poems, short stories, all that had got good morals. But today, the modern poems are being taught in the class. No morals in that, only demoralization. When we learn about Mahapurushas, what we are trying to learn? Lot of things will be learned inside that. No, deeply read within. You will understand lot of good subjects in that. I was recently talking about somewhere, I remember, I was talking about learning in the class is not important, practicing is important, you know. Somebody said acharya, to become an acharya. How do you become an acharya? Whatever you learn, you should practice. If you don't practice, only learn, there are two different characters in Mahabharata, no? Duryodhana and Dharmaputra. They are the two people who are fighting really, no? One is Dharmaputra and the other one is Adharmaputra. Right, no? One is Dharmaputra, other one is Adharmaputra. Generally people say that if I have taken birth in a nice family, I could have become wonderful. If I could have become Sonia Gandhi's son, by now I could have become Prime Minister of India. What is the point in talking about this? There are two people, just to illustrate this only, we have two people. They have taken birth in the same family right now. Cousin brothers only. One is Dharmaputra, other one is Adharmaputra. Both studies in the same class. The guru is same. Dharma Shastra, Duryodhana also must have got distinction in pass mark. 100% mark he must have got because he has written examination. Guru passed him out telling you are a good student. He was a good student. Nowhere in Mahabharata talks about him as a bad student. He was a brilliant student. Whatever he learned perfectly well. He was a brilliant student. But the problem is whatever he learned, he did not practice. But the other person learned everything, started practicing. And there is a nice place where he opens up his heart and tells to his mother, anybody can tolerate in this world if you are bad. I can tolerate if my son is bad. If all the teachers of my son says that your son is bad, I can tolerate. My wife cannot tolerate. Mothers will never be able to tolerate listening their sons are bad. And Gandhari is the worst affected lady in Mahabharata because everybody in this world says that her son is bad. Right? No? Even today, after 5,145 years is over, after Mahabharata is over, he is no more in this world. Even today you ask anybody in this world who is the worst fellow, you will name him. Right? No, one of the worst fellow is him. Maybe after that Bin Laden will come. Or Bush will come. But among India, the worst fellow we have seen is he. How his mother will feel? There is a sloka in Mahabharata where he calls the son and asks, you see, what will happen if you are bad? Generally mother will compare, why can't you see your cousin brothers nearby? No? Your neighbor's son is very good, why can't you become like that? So this mother also told, Gandhari also told, why can't you become a good boy like Dharma Putra? See your eldest brother, cousin brother only, no? Why can't you become like him a good boy? And he opens up his mind and says that, Janami Dharmam. I know what is Dharma. Nacha me pravritti. I am not able to practice it. By heart this, you can escape from any mistake which you do in your life. I know what is to be done. I am not able to do that. That's what happens to all of us right now. We know what is to be done, but I am not able to do that. Janami dharmam, nacha me pravritti. Janami adharmam. I know what is not to be done. This should not be done. That I know. Nacha me nivritti. I am not able to stop doing it. I am doing only mistakes in my life. Wonderful person, no? He know what is to be done, not doing. He know what is not to be done, only that he does. Why? Kenapi kamena hrudistitena yatha niyuktosi tatha karobi. Kenapi kamena hrudistitena. My hridayam asks me to do this and I am unknowingly doing it. So you should have emotion, but having attached to a bad feeling is very bad. Who corrects this? Only language, humanities teachers can correct this. Values have to be inculcated inside you. Then you will become purified. A good knowledge with purified mind only will become very good. Otherwise, knowledge will become very difficult. Very, very difficult, wrong. It will start using it for wrong purposes. So if you want your knowledge to be used for good purposes, you should have good values inside. Good values will come from learning from acharyas, like big people who have shown their life and they stayed themselves as examples. Learn from them. Good character. That's why Vivekananda said education is for man-making. You may become human being by birth, two-legged animals, but you will never show the quality of a human being, being human. Human being is being human. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitunani, samani, chaitani, nranam, pashunam. For human being and animal, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitunam. All these are equal. Jnanam naranam adhiko vishesho jnanebihina pashubhis samana. If you don't have a knowledge, you are equal to an animal. So ask a question. Today, did I learn anything? If the answer is no, you decide which animal you are. So every day there has to be some extra knowledge added to us. That's what human being. So every student, when they go back home, they must be able to capture something. And that knowledge which is practicable. So every teacher's responsibility is to give knowledge, not in brain, give in heart. Have a feeling, yes, today I learned something great. I am growing. I am becoming more human. I am getting educated. So I am becoming a man today. Otherwise life will become dull, boring. They don't enjoy. So life has to enjoy and do something for somebody else in this world. That has to be the aim of life. So teach about life. Even in mathematics class, I am sure this institute, Ramakrishna Institute, were B.Ed teachers, and recently also when I went to Palakkad, I saw few of the old students of Ramakrishna Math. There is a drastic difference between the students coming out of this college and the normal B.Ed colleges. I think you are fortunate to be a student of this sort of an institution where you are able to inculcate values in education. Every BSc, BA teachers can teach, but adding values to life. Teaching this is why you should become educated. That part you will get only in such education institutions. I am very, very happy to be amongst you for this evening session. And I think I was asked to stop at 8:20. It's 7 minutes before I am stopping because I want some feedbacks from you. So you have got 7 minutes to give a feedback for me. So tell me, what is that I told? Any volunteer? What is that I tried to do for the last 1 hour 15 minutes? Any one of you? Who enjoyed this class? Tell me. All of you? Is it true? Okay, then you must be able to. You can sum up. It's you. Yeah. I did not mean him, but he volunteered. That's how it is. Tell. What is that I said in the class? You were here? Physically, mentally, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. Okay.
Still I am moral.
Okay.
Whatever you taught a day for the first.
What did you like in this class? What is that you liked in this class?
I came in for you hearing your speech.
What is that you liked? What is that you heard?
I heard many things what you taught.
Just one point.
The qualities to become a good teacher.
What is that quality to become a good teacher?
We should express our emotions while teaching.
Emotional teaching. So the title of the talk can be emotional teaching according to him. Right? Anybody else? Something else? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Told discussion is very important in our classroom.
Yeah.
So it's possible in nowadays because of any management in India, they are only told to cover the syllabus and to cover the syllabus. Otherwise, they saw this year. Next year you can't continue. So it's possible to discuss in every class.
But 1 year guaranteed job?
It's also no sure, sir. Because of this, they are also saying after quarter exam, they send our students.
Yeah, he has a point. Anybody know if you have an answer for that? I have an answer, but that need not be the answer. No? So any one of you have an answer. He has made a right point of discussion. I think when you get time, you start arguing on this. Okay? That's what I want. Somebody should start some point. Yeah.
Without giving trouble to the syllabus cover.
Yes. Yes. Did I ask you to spend the whole 40 minutes in discussion? Out of 40 minutes, 10 minutes you can bargain. That's only what I said. 5 minutes in the beginning, 5 minutes at the end. And then, don't worry about job. If you are a good teacher, people will come behind you. Please join my school. No? People will become behind you. Don't have to worry about some education institution throwing you out. Don't become beggars in any of the education institutions. I think the teachers who are coming up from this institution will have no problem in getting a job. If you are too bad, yes. Don't become teachers, you become something else. Decide yourself, I am not going to become teachers, I am not going to spoil the next generation. You can go out of the job. But if you are slightly better, keep practicing, you will become wonderful. And good teachers, people will be behind you to a point. The students will start spreading the knowledge that this teacher is wonderful. No? Will it not? And management will be behind you. The time will come when you are there in the school, more admissions will come. Therefore, management will be behind you. So become good teachers. I don't think it's a problem. You should bargain time. That's what is essential. I could have talked to you for exactly the time which is given, but I gave you some time for discussions, right? No? So do that. Whatever I practice only, I will tell. So I think there has to be some scope for discussions, and you've got sufficient time. Don't think that the syllabus you have to just finish it off. That's no use. We have seen people finishing syllabus, but nothing gets into brain. So let us change slightly, I think that somebody should start somewhere. That's what is essential. It's fine. So you had a nice point. Give him a good clap for giving an answer. Very bad clapping. I will give you 20 marks for clapping. Clap well. I will give you 30 marks. I will raise my hand, you should clap. When I put it down, you stop. Do it wonderful. The building should collapse. Not good. You can get 100% mark in clapping. Can you try? Let it get burned, no problem. Let the blood comes out only once. Try to do it. Now you know what did I do? I understood you have to be told, please do it, please do it, please do it. 4 times to do a job. Which you can do, you don't do it perfectly. You learned that lesson? Which you can do, easily you could have clapped nicely. I just asked him, not for me, for him only. No, I never asked, my lecture is wonderful, clap. No, I never asked like that. I said, his answer is very good, why can't you clap? But you did not. You did like, no, why should I clap? It's he has done wonderfully. But when you do it sincerely, emotionally, with full effort, 100% committed. Any job which you do. In teaching also what will happen? You will just go casually and tell something, no. Your job is over, I will get salary even otherwise. No. If you are committed, do it wonderfully well. Did you make rain out of clapping? Anytime? Do that? All of you have done that? No. You can make this place raining now. When I put one finger, you just clap like this. You do like this? With one. If I do it 2, do it with the 2 fingers. Did it rain? So you can make rain. This is the class where you make some jokes like this. No? The students, the teachers, you will be talked about you in the whole college, whole school. The students will know this teacher is wonderful. Yeah? We can make train running in the... Have seen train running? No? One more minute. It's 8:20. I'll take one more minute. You can just clap only once. Only once. Only once. If I do like this, clap once. Now this train you can run, okay? Now when I do this, when I do like this only, you clap, fine? Train moves faster. Now just go over the bridge. When I do like this, you just clap on your table. When I do like this, clap like this when I do this. Clap like this when I do this. When I show here, clap onto this. Just practice this. So you can just make, classroom itself. Not necessarily you have to be a serious mathematics teacher with full ego. You will die fast. To be smiling in the class, you will live longer. 120 years is guaranteed only if you smile. If you become so serious, people think, after Ramakrishna Math, you should become very serious. Not necessarily. You'll start smiling in life, okay? So keep smiling in life. A teacher should be always smiling. Smiling teachers. People will like only smiling teachers, not serious teachers. If you're bad, you don't have sufficient knowledge, very strict. Because nobody will ask you question, no?